In this challenge, players start with their racket held at the backhand contact point and bump the ball back to the parent, finishing in the backhand finish position. This activity introduces the backhand finish, which is the position of the body and racket at the conclusion of the swing. For this challenge, players begin with their feet and body turned 45 degrees from the net in the ready position and a short distance away from the net. They hold their racket at the backhand contact point. This challenge is very similar to the backhand contact bump. This time, however, the player does not stop at contact, but instead continues the swing, ending in the backhand finish position. In the backhand finish, which resembles the player sneezing into their left elbow and making a muscle with their right arm, the player's body faces the target, the left elbow points at the target and is up and away from the body near 90 degrees. The right elbow is in line with the shoulders and is bent near 45 degrees. The racket is diagonal across the back with the hitting side strings pointing out, and the left foot is on its toe with the player balanced. For this challenge, the parent gently tosses the ball in front of the player's racket. The player calls out bounce as the ball hits the ground and then steps with their right foot as if they were walking toward the ball. As the player steps, their torso should rotate slightly away from the net naturally. The player then turns their hips and torso and lifts their racket arm upward and slightly across their body, bumping the ball back over the net to the parent, then continuing the swing upward and across the body to finish in the muscle sneeze backhand finish position. The player calls out hit as they do so, then returns to the starting position. In the backhand finish position, parents should watch out for and correct the hitting side strings facing down or the left palm on the shoulder, the right elbow held against the body or pointing to the target, and the player finishing without rotating their torso, likely facing side on to the net. When teaching this activity, first allow the player to practice this swing. Without the ball, cue them through each position like a slideshow and make corrections if necessary. Progress to smooth transitions from position to position, then introduce the ball. Once the player can make 4 bumps in a row with good technique, begin the challenge. For the challenge, players must make 4 bumps in a row to win the point. If the player misses the ball, hits it too hard, or otherwise does not hit it directly to the parent wins the point. Play until the player beats the parent in a game, and then move on to the next challenge. On future attempts, challenge the player by asking them to start with their racket in the ready position as well as their feet. In the ready position, the racket should be held in front of and away from the body, with the left hand at the throw of the racket or on top of the right hand on the handle. The parent says ready to cue the player to go to this ready position. They then say cast to cue the player to move to the backhand contact point. Once the player is in the contact point, the parent tosses the ball. As the player becomes more skilled at this, reduce the time between the cast cue and the throw.